Welcome to one of the most dramatic events in world motorsport. This is day 2 of Rally Finland. It's a flat-out blast over the crests and jumps that litter the Finnish forests, and any mistakes spell potential disaster, as Mitsubishi's Gigi Galli found out as early as stage 2. The Italian would go no further on day 1, and the fast-approaching Jani Parsonen was left with little room to squeeze through. Despite the best efforts of Galli's co-driver Guido D'Amore, the frustrated Finn lost 3 minutes. Pressure's building on Subaru's Chris Atkinson. He hasn't scored any points since New Zealand back in April. Another mistake here yesterday means he'll probably come away empty-handed once more. Peugeot test driver Sebastian Lindholm's making a one-off appearance at his home event, but a very heavy landing after one of the hundreds of jumps left co-driver Tommi Tuominen with a compressed vertebra, and they were forced to withdraw from the event. They weren't the only ones caught out by this new section of stage 5. World champion Sebastian Loeb also took a jump very fast and landed very hard, badly winding co-driver Daniel Elena. The best in the world had all underestimated these deceptively big jumps. 4-time Finland winner Markus Grönholm made the same mistake. Co-driver and brother-in-law Timo Rautainen was also hurt in the landing. He had to endure another stage and a half in great pain. By the following service, he was barely able to climb out of the car.
We landed heavily, and I damaged my back. Something went wrong there, and I couldn't speak for the rest of the stage.
Petter Solberg hasn't won a rally since March and is getting increasingly frustrated. He held third most of the day, but after losing his rear wing, he also lost control over this huge jump and had a huge moment. An enormously lucky escape for the Norwegian, but the time lost saw him slip to 5th. Championship leader Sebastian Loeb's come to Finland searching for his 7th consecutive World Rally win. He spent most of the first day, though, chasing the rally leader, and that man, Markus Grönholm, will take some beating on his home event. Grönholm's advantage nearly 6 seconds after the first leg. Solberg slipped to nearly a minute adrift of the leader after his problems. Rally Finland's been based in the town of Jyväskylä since 1951. The second leg features another 8 stages of legendary Finnish tests. After Solberg broke the FIA's maximum average speed on one of them last season, it's been split into 2 distinct stages. Day 2 and dawn heralds a brighter, drier day than yesterday. Finland's one of the few events left on the calendar where Sebastian Loeb isn't automatically the favourite. The Frenchman has selected a softer tyre for the morning stages to try and take on the rally leader. The battle for victory is not just Loeb versus Grönholm, of course, but also Michelin versus Pirelli. It remains to be seen if the choice was a wise one.
What about that co-driver sitting beside you? How does he feel this morning?
Not perfect, but it's okay. We have to slow down a little bit in the jumps to not destroy him more.
There's lots of jumps here, though, so maybe you could lose a bit of time.
Yeah, perhaps.
Grönholm is still concerned then about co-driver Timo. As we've heard, if he's forced to back off, it could have major consequences on the defence of his rally lead. Well, he didn't seem to be holding back too much over that jump. I'm sure Timo, though, is wincing with every landing. Total commitment again from Grönholm and his co-driving partner Timo. Last rally win was here last year. The Finn is relishing being back in a fight for victory. Loeb has also looked very quick, but has he made up any time on his rival?
.8 behind Finland's biggest legend this morning. Your split times are better than Marcus's.
I didn't have any split time, so I was pushing very, very hard since the start. The feeling is okay. We tried a new tire, but it's a bit more difficult to handle the car, but I think it's a bit more grip also.
Grönholm now nearing the end of the stage, so who's made the best start to day 2? He had 5.8 seconds in hand before the stage started. Will it be enough?
Se hidas risteys. 200, toistan 200, anna mennä suoraan maaliin.
Well, he doesn't have that lead anymore. 3.5 slower, the lead is now just 2.3 seconds.
Stage is clear for Marcus.
Marcus, mainly a new stage, 5.8 second lead coming in. You've lost a massive amount of that.
Yeah, I have too hard. I took too hard tires and it's not good now. It was more damp what I was expecting.
The enthralling battle for the rally lead's not the only close fight in the top 8. Tony Gardemeister continues his pursuit of Marco Martin in 3rd place. A podium finish at his home event would be a huge result for Ford's number 1. He's pushing very hard to claim that 3rd spot. Well, it's not going to be an easy win though. Marco Martin is having his most competitive run since he joined Peugeot at the beginning of the season.
Junction, 2 left. Straight to finish.
He was just 4.5 seconds ahead of Gardemeister before this stage. It looks like there's not going to be much in it. Slower then by 1.7. Gardemeister gaining fast. François Duval is under pressure to keep Citroën in the hunt in the Manufacturers' Championship. He's running in 8th, but with 2 Peugeots running 1st and 3rd, Citroën will lose their Manufacturers' lead if the positions remain the same. And an error by the young Belgian. Misheard a pace note, he's overshot the junction, got up the escape road, quick handbrake turn. And another one, he's back on the road, but that's not going to help his efforts to move up the leaderboard. Another Citroën, this is privateer Manfred Stoll. He's got that one all wrong in the air. Well, he was not going to save that in mid-air, and that was a tough landing. He's hit a rock, he's ripped off the suspension. He'll play no further part today. No sign of the fight for the rally win losing intensity just yet. Loeb now 2.3 seconds behind only. Tony Gardemeister just 2.8 behind Marco Martin in 3rd. It's very competitive out there. 2 Skodas closing in on the points, but Armin Schwartz is the nominated driver for the Manufacturers' Championship for the Skoda team. Next up, it's the first section of the split stage, a favourite with drivers and fans alike. Gardemeister's started to make inroads into Marco Martin's 3rd position. Can he continue to close the gap on stage 11? Despite the alterations, this is still one of the fastest stages in the championship, one of the kind of stages that got this place the name the Finnish Grand Prix, and that one of the most recognisable jumps. Marco Martin, his army of Estonian fans from just across the Baltic, cheering him all the way. Next stage is just under 14 kilometres long. Let's see if Martin's been able to respond to Gardemeister's challenge. He had a narrow advantage. It was just 2.8 seconds before the stage.
Slow over crest. 50, long crest.
Well, this is looking good. Yes, that's much better. And he has doubled his lead exactly.
6K, same time as Solberg and Gardemeister.
Well, Sebastian Loeb's had a good start to the day so far. His soft tyre choice seems well suited to stage 10. It may not be as suitable for these 2 stages. The surface has dried out a lot already this morning from the overnight damp, And that makes a harder tyre a better choice. And he's certainly finding the car sliding a little more. Good effort so far from the championship leader, though. He sets fastest time on the stage so far. But what about Grönholm and that harder tyre choice? Will the advantage swing back in the rally leader's favour? There are some huge jumps on this stage, which could see the Finn backing off to protect his co-driver's damaged back. Has that made a big difference? Finish line in sight. Loeb's time, 6 minutes 39 dead. Flat out attack all the way to the line from Grönholm. Goodness me, that's very fast indeed. 3.9 seconds quicker. Well, it's still a very uncomfortable day, though. His brother-in-law alongside him. Gigi Galli's back in the rally under the Super Rally rules after crashing out on the first stage yesterday. The Italian's unlikely to get back into a point-scoring position for Mitsubishi, but he's certainly not lacking in effort anywhere. Lots of arms and elbows action. Traditional opposite lock finish style. And here's the jump. Hop. Goodness me. And no flag up on the board either. That was a huge jump. Using virtual spectator, we can compare Marcus Grönholm and Tony Gardemeister's techniques. Just before the jump, Grönholm brakes dramatically. Gardemeister 28 kilometers an hour faster. He goes flying through the air. The Ford driver carries more speed, but it's Grönholm who's fastest overall. Well, the Finn's lead is up to 6.2 seconds after stage 11. Further back, Petter Solberg's had a quiet morning and he's under threat from Mikko Hirvonen behind him. The battle for victory in Finland continues after the break. Stay with us. Welcome back to the second day of Rally Finland, where Ford driver Roman Krest has been replaced as nominated point scorer by local boy Mikko Hirvonen. He's having a difficult event, currently down in 26th place, and he's not going to improve now. A mistake from the Czech driver costs him over 9 minutes. Turning into a season to forget for Armin Schwarz and Skoda. The German is the team's only hope of scoring manufacturers' points here, and he started to make some progress finally. He's in 11th after stage 12. Local hero Harry Rovanperä has not been as competitive as he would have hoped on his home event. The team made a mistake when selecting their pre-rally gear ratios, and that's left their number one driver short of Grunt. He's currently in 7th. Compatriot Mikko Hirvonen's at 1 place and nearly 50 seconds ahead. The Finn's been chasing Petter Solberg for 5th. He's only 13 seconds behind the former world champion. The fastest once again, though, on stage 11 is Marcus Grönholm.
Vaseri helppo sisältä 120. Oikein helppo yli nypyn 150.
Four-time Rally Finland winner knows these roads inside out and has looked particularly strong on these stages. A look at the telemetry along these roads gives an indication of the concentration needed to be the best on such flat-out high-speed sections. Reaching speeds of over 160 kilometers an hour, Marcus is rarely out of 5th gear, and he's utterly reliant on his pace notes. The steep crests leave the drivers completely blind to what lies on the other side. And at these speeds, the line is absolutely everything. It's impressive stuff. Grönholm is the best in the business on these stages. The Finn's domination of the morning has seen him stretch out a 14.8 second advantage from Loeb. Less than 30 seconds separating 3rd to 6th positions. Of all the rallies in the championship, Finland is undoubtedly one of the most popular.
Can you explain for us how important it is to have the rally come to Jyväskylä, because it's such a major thing for the town?
Those rally people say that Neste Rally Finland is more than a rally, and we can also say in Jyväskylä that the rally is more than a rally. In the Jyväskylä area, we have very many, like Tommi Mäkinen, Juha Kankkunen, Harri Rovanperä, and so on. I think it must be in the soul and body this rally.
Do you know what sort of numbers of people actually come to Jyväskylä to watch the rally? How many people are we talking?
I think there are some between 200,000, 300,000 visitors, and it's very, very many people because we have only 100,000 citizens in Jyväskylä.
Packed crowds again for the next two stages. Finland very much the spiritual home of rallying, and from the enthusiasm of the crowds you can see why. Norwegian Petter Solberg changed his setup in the road section after the first stage of the day, but although it's been an improvement, he's been unable to match the pace he showed yesterday. He's lost his brakes at such high speeds, this is going to be very dangerous.
Okay. 16.
Calming words from co-driver Phil Mills, but this is the second rally in a row when they've been hit by brake problems.
100. Keep left of a flat crest, 16. Keep middle of a two crest, 150. Line into 6 right plus, keep in 40. Keep right of a big jump.
They're not far from the end of the stage. This is incredibly brave stuff from Petter Solberg.
16. 6 left plus of a crest, 150.
Well, he hardly seems to have backed off at all. It's damage limitation though, and he loses nearly 20 seconds on stage 14.
16, 200. Okay.
Unlucky.
And lucky.
Unlucky. That car was much better, Will.
Yeah. Clear the stage, call on the telephone, yeah, straight away. Okay, drop. 648. Yeah, we lost 100% brake failure.
100% brake failure. How many Ks, Phil?
Just 2 or 3 in from the start.
Yeah. No brake.
Okay, well,
Okay,
let's check you haven't got the same problem as last time. But,
Yeah. That car is 60% better, just to tell you, so you know where we are.
okay.
Incredible.
A nightmare for Solberg, but a great opportunity for Gardemeister to extend his advantage in fourth. The four drivers said he cannot push any harder than he has been today. He's doing all he can to hold off the considerable threat of the former world champion Subaru. It's not a great time from Tony on stage 14, but after Solberg's problems, his lead is now up to 19 seconds.
Pitkä vasen eri plus yli 4, pyöreä vasen nopea plus risteys sisältä. Jatkuu nyt kun 100. Vasen yli 5.
Peugeot's given Marque Martin new adjustable shock absorbers, and it appears to have made a significant difference. With the 307 much better suited to the flat-out finish stages, the Estonian is really flying.
50 jump, 50 crest.
With a pair of top 3 stage times, he extends his advantage over Gardemeister to more than 15 seconds. Martin is the only driver who's beaten Marcus Grönholm at his home event in the last 5 years. If the Finn maintains this speed, though, it's unlikely anyone will catch him in 2005. His precise, concentrated driving style is perfectly suited to the sweeping, rolling contours of his homeland. Little surprise, really. Marcus Grönholm, like most Finnish rally drivers, grew up on these stages. Hardly a surprise that his technique suits them so perfectly. Grönholm has been totally dominant this morning, with even Sebastian Loeb unable to match his ferocious pace. The two-time world champion's advantage now 21.2 seconds. Further back, the closest battle is for 5th now, between Solberg and Hirvonen, just 2.2 the gap. Grönholm's fans are certainly in full voice. It's been a long time since the Peugeot driver was in such dominant form, but this weekend served as a reminder that given the right conditions, the Finn is a match for anyone.
Ja oikein pitkä täys. 100. Nyt vasen pitkä eri kirraa vähän. Se voi viettää. 150.
The crowd acknowledge their hero as he arrives in this spectator area. Marcus is relaxed enough to give the fans a wave at the hairpin. Tiny bit of showboating, and why not? The Peugeot driver underlines his domination once more on stage 15, beating Loeb by 2.5 seconds. He's won all but one of the stages today.
The car is good for this kind of road, and it's good. Tires were also okay. So, that's okay.
Gronholm's got an okay lead then of 23.7 seconds. Solberg's brake problems have seen him slip to nearly 20 seconds behind Gardemeister. But what about the man in second?
Sebastian, is that it? Are you at the limit now?
I tried everything I could all the day, and but Marcus is still faster. It was in Uninpoja stage, and this one I think he knows it very well, so I tried to go fast. My time is good, but every time a bit behind Marcus, so now the gap is 23 seconds I think, so it will be difficult.
You have a 27-point lead in the championship. Why not just go for it and take some risks?
Ask my boss. I think we don't have the same lead as the manufacturer championship, and it's not all by taking a lot of risks that you can go faster. If I try harder, I will make a lot of mistakes, and sliding too much, braking too late, missing the good line, and I think I will lose more time than driving like this.
So is Loeb's record run coming to an end? Find out after this. Two more stages to come on this second leg of Rally Finland. Tony Gardemeister has been very competitive on his home event this weekend. He's running fourth and chasing Estonian Marke Martin for the final podium spot. All good things must come to an end, they say, though. And this is where his day comes. At penultimate stage, he's got a puncture. His tyre is destroyed by the end of this 40-kilometre test. The Ford driver loses 2 minutes and drops 3 places to 7th on the leaderboard. A terrible end to Gardemeister's day.
How did it happen?
I don't know, just blow up now in a big road. I think maybe we hit somewhere in the start, but you know, it's just gone.
Better news though for compatriot Harry Rovanperä. He benefits from Gardemeister's misfortune to end the day in 6th. Meanwhile, Mikko Hirvonen has proved that the 14 were wise to nominate him to score manufacturer's points. The young Finn beats Petter Solberg on stages 16 and 17 to close the gap between them to just 3.7 seconds. Following Gardemeister's puncture, Marke Martin's third position is a lot more secure. The Estonian's been much happier behind the wheel of the 307 this weekend. His times have improved as a result, and his podium position looks safe going into the final day. World champion Sebastian Loeb's been unable to keep up with Marcus Gronholm's incredible pace at the front of the field. And there's late drama as well. The Frenchman picks up a puncture on the very last stage of the day, leaving the wheel down on its rim by the end of the stage, and he drops nearly 40 seconds. And that should mean that Marcus Gronholm is free to cruise to the finish line on the final leg to claim his first win for a year. He hasn't put a foot wrong all weekend and looks set to maintain his standing as the true master of his home event. So following Loeb's puncture, Gronholm's lead is now a healthy minute and 7 seconds, while Gardemeister will be ruining his own flat tyre, which saw him drop from 4th to 7th. Henning Solberg is just outside the points in 9th, while Jani Cherhino and Armin Schwartz have been unable to improve on their lowlier positions.
If you do finish third tomorrow, will that satisfy you?
Yeah, I think it was clear already this morning that the third is the best we can do at the moment, so if we can keep third, then it's perfect.
My target is to try to finish the race on the second position, and tomorrow is 4 stages to go. It will a lot of things can happen. The stages are not so easy. Even especially at the second pass, you can have some stone a bit everywhere. So I hope we can finish.
Victory tomorrow here in Finland at home. That's going to please you.
Yes, but it's not yet in my pocket, so we have to drive 4 stages. It will be okay if everything works normally, so then it will be okay.
Marko!
Grönholm on course for victory then. Join us Sunday night, 22:30 CET, for the final of Rally Finland. For now, it's goodbye.